Okay, everybody, welcome back to Tech Talk with Dan Harley. This is episode number 101. And today I'm going to have my good friend Keith Anthony Taylor on the air with me here. We're going to talk about some cool things about what he's been doing online. He's one of my old buddies from the Blog Talk Radio days. He's been with me through some of these other shows, and I've been guesting his show several times. It's good. Quite the honor having me as a guest on my show for a change. So, anyway, I'm going to bring Keith back online here right about now. Hey Keith, how you doing?
Fabulous, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic here. So anyway, I'm sorry that we missed you on the 100th episode, but I promised to get you on the 101th episode as a special guest. So here you are. And so anyway, I thought might start off with, I'm not sure I remember how we met. It's been quite a while now. Was it a Dr. Ev's show or something else? I know it was a Blog Talk Radio somewhere.
It was Dr. Ev's show, wasn't it? Way back when, must have been around about, 2017 now? Must have been about 2009 or 10 or somewhere around there.
Yeah, has it been that long ago already?
Well, that was about when I met Dr. Ev, I think, 2009 or 10, somewhere around there.
Okay. Now, you had your own show on Dr. Ev's channel, right?
That's right, I did. I had a show running there with her. She asked me to come and join her. I was running the near-death experience show it was back then.
Okay. Now, since then, and even today, you're doing hypnosis online through the technology that's available with us right now, correct?
That's right. I'm a hypnotherapist, and I do hypnosis over the internet using Skype and Zoom and various other platforms, and that works really well.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to kind of cover with you. Just kind of a little bit of free for all today, just to catch up with stuff. It's kind of a new format. Like I said, we got 101 episodes on my belt on the podcast show, and about 40 or 50 or so videos on YouTube. So I've got a lot of content on there, but I haven't really had you or Dale or the old gang on as much. So my little 100th episode, I wanted to kind of change that and have you and other folks online on with me more often. So anyway, that in mind, want to talk more about Dr. Ev and all that stuff, how we transition from here, or you want to jump right into your how you do hypnosis online?
How I do it?
Let's do it.
Well, it's I really don't know how do I do it. It's really simple. It's the same as doing it face to face. Except you sit in front of the camera, in front of the screen, and you connect. It's no different. You're sitting in front of the client the way I'm sitting in front of you, and it's the same as sitting in front of your doctor. You just turn on the screen and you interact. You listen to your client, and you're completely connected. I don't need to be in the same room as the client, because the client can tell me what he needs or what she needs, and I can, as long as my client can see me and can hear me, and in fact my client doesn't need to see me, I don't need to see my client, because it's the interaction of the voice that I use. As long as I can get feedback from my client in terms of hearing what's going on, then I can work with the client with the hypnosis. How can I put across to you what's going on?
Well, I guess I know the answers. We've been doing the French for quite a while here, but a lot of people think that hypnosis is one of those things you have to be physically in front of a person to make it happen. But I've seen you for many years doing it over Skype or and some of these other things we'd be using, like WoW app and all these other things. So With that in mind, is any one of these technologies better than others for what you do? I
Um,
mean, like using Skype over Wow app or Google Places or stuff like that. What seemed to be works better for you?
um, well, I found that Skype tends to be a little bit unreliable because it has a habit of shutting itself down.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that I like to use things like gosh, it's I'm trying to say the name of it. It's gone out of my mind. But Zoom tends to be better. I think
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't shut down, and Jitsi tends to be better because it doesn't tend to crash the way Skype has a tendency to,
Mm-hmm.
and Skype has a tendency to have some latency in it, which is no good because when I'm doing hypnosis, I need to have instant communication. It's no good if I'm getting lag because I need to get feedback from my client. If I'm looking at my client on screen, I need to have a direct connection. Yeah, I need to be knowing that I'm looking at in a mirror in effect, so that I get the immediate communication.
Okay.
Now sometimes I don't have the screen on. I'm just using audio, and I need to know that when I'm hearing the voice of my client, I'm hearing it as they say it. That's very useful and helpful with hypnosis. Um, if there's a delay of a few seconds, that is not ideal with hypnosis. I find so. You need ideally with hypnosis to have you need a connection that doesn't have too much latency. Do you understand what I mean by latency?
Yeah, I completely do. So you need kind of a higher
What we mean
quality.
by latency?
It sounds like you really need good quality bandwidth.
Yes.
And now, have you ever had let's say, issues? Have you tried doing it with like the smartphones? I think that's probably going to be an issue, right, with you, with how you work things.
Well, I've not I've not used a lot in the way of smartphones because I don't subscribe to them. I don't have one. I've never used one because I don't like the idea of having a microwave stuck against my head. So I've
Mm-hmm.
never subscribed to them. Because I used to be a radio engineer, I understand the dangers. And trust me, they are dangerous. It's been proven that they're dangerous, but they're suppressing the evidence. I like an old-fashioned phone with a cable attached to the wall. I know
Okay.
and there's no latency then.
So you need desktop type of situation. Smartphone ain't going to work for many reasons. So now, I think you and I both bounced through several different applications. WowWee was one of them. I think I got you involved and Dale Perryman and some other folks involved with that. And
Yes.
then you got me involved with Wow app. And of course Skype's the big one on the block.
Are you still?
Um, Sorry that you broke up there. Am I still using Wow app?
Yes.
Yeah, actually I do. It's deteriorated over the past year.
Hmm.
Um, I use it just about every day. To talk to my mom,
Uh-huh.
because she's in Vietnam right now. A lot of it's because I'm able to make very inexpensive landline calls through
No.
Wow app. Um, the call to Vietnam is about 4 or 5 cents a minute compared to, let's
Yes.
say, Skype, which is about 7 cents a minute.
Yeah.
And if you do a straight landline call, it could be up as much as 50 cents a minute.
Yes.
So extremely expensive. Uh, it used to be better than Skype when you do the VoIP phone stuff. The audio and video was extremely clear and impeccable. I mean, I use exclusive, but for whatever reason, it just kind of went to crap past. Oh, I'll give it 6 months ago.
No, that's a shame.
There's one little feature I use in WoW app, which is the privacy feature. You can press a button, and it'll encrypt your conversation. I'm not sure how well the encryption is, but little sense of security. Considering I'm sometimes my mom and I talk to high level business stuff. It's good to some level of comfort that we're not getting having ears listen to us.
Yes.
So, are you still using it, or?
I've not been, because I don't make international telephone calls to anybody, so I haven't used it for quite a while. No, so I've really not been using it at all. No, so I've not been using it. In fact, I've forgotten about it. Actually, I've just started using this laptop, so I've not installed it on this laptop. It's on the other PC behind it. Not on this laptop at all.
Well, you know, like I say, it used to be a good. You're the one that turned me on to it, and at the time it was fantastic. But like I say, it's kind of fallen apart. I still use it. I mean, it's a free app, and the servers that do function well, they're reasonably priced.
Yes.
But there's definitely some issues. For instance, I can't make conference calls with WoW app. I lose the call quite often, and it's really buggy on smartphones. So, and my fallback is either Skype or something else. So, or Viber. So.
I'm just going to change my chair. Just be a moment.
Not a problem there. By the way, I see some technology in the background over there with you, Keith.
You like that, do you? That's better.
There you go. I know some marvels of technology behind you. That's correct.
Yeah, it's old-fashioned reel-to-reel, 10-inch reel. 600-foot spool, that is.
I had an old Sony, and that's back in the high fidelity days. Yeah, my family used to have a TV repair shop, so we used to get all the latest and greatest stuff. A lot of the stuff was secondhand because we had a lot of people that didn't pay their bills, so I got to acquire their equipment. So, interesting. So anyway, so what are you using now for your communications medium? Since you're not you really you say not really using Skype.
Well, I'm using Skype mainly, and sometimes when I'm with clients, I use Jitsi or Zoom to connect with clients, and that seems to be quite reliable. So I like that. Because the problem with Skype, as I was saying, is that it tends to be have a latency and cut-off issues, which is not too good. So I like to, and there are people who don't have Skype, and that's a problem because they don't want to install Skype, but I don't blame them if they haven't got it. So the thing I like about Jitsi is that I can just open up a Jitsi conference room, then I send them the link, they paste it into their address bar, and the conference room opens just like that, and they're immediately in my conference room, which is handy. And you can password protect it if you want to stop anyone else coming in, and it's private.
Oh, cool. Maybe I should try that out too. So, yeah, with what I do, I'm doing a lot of international business now for a while here. And Skype had been the staple for how I communicate with everybody. But a lot of people are moving off of Skype. As you mentioned, real buggy. It drops calls and the latency, all that stuff. So it's annoying. For me, I don't really necessarily the latency and all that's not really an issue, but the drop call is a pain in the ass, especially sitting there if I'm talking to a guy that's about ready to do a multi-million-dollar deal and hangs up, and then you got to try to call the guy back and whatever happens, and it gets to be a mess, and it makes it look like an idiot.
Yes.
So,
And you don't get any backup from Microsoft because they're refusing to help me. For years I've not been able to use my Skype account properly because they're insisting, or they blocked me on Skype from using the full service unless I can tell them what my last purchase details were that were way back in roundabout.
yeah, their advanced security stuff kind of makes it so advanced you can't even get in your own account.
My last purchase was in 2007, and I got scammed on that purchase because I paid for a three month calling package.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have to pay for any calls for 3 months. But when I paid for that package, I didn't get any of those calls, and Skype never sorted it out.
Yeah. Well, for
Now
a long
I'm
time,
in-
Skype never had a decent customer support, and still technically don't. So,
Yeah.
I remember when I first, bought their Pro package, and they were having issues. I couldn't. You had to. How you contacted them was you go to their Skype help form, you submitted a comment, and you waited.
Yes.
And maybe they'll get that to you today. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe sometime that week. Maybe not.
Now I can't get full access to my Skype account because of that order I made in 2007, and I can't get my Skype account restored unless I can give them details of that transaction.
And then when Microsoft bought them, when it all, instead of just saying, "Hey, we're gonna say your password to your old email address," no, we want all your information.
Yep.
Your name, address, phone number, your mom's name, and all that stuff, and all your siblings, and what color socks you're wearing.
The stupid thing is that Microsoft have scammed me into paying them money on this account, so they know who I am. I've proved who I am because they've taken money off of them. They've forced me into sending them money because they've scammed me. Because on their cloud storage, they gave me 25 gigabytes of free storage 3 or 4 years ago, which was great. So I filled it up with data, and then they decided years later that no, it's not free anymore, and I'm over my storage limit. So I didn't.
Yeah, you can't win for losing.
So they decided I have to pay for it. I'm going to lose my data. So they locked up my data, and in order to get my data back, I had to start paying £2 a month for my data. Well, they've had money out of me. That means I've proved who I am, but they won't unlock my Skype account.
Well, speaking of invasion of privacy, you just done a Facebook Live event. Just this afternoon, about an hour before you jumped on the air with me. By the way, thank you for being on the air and jumping on such relatively short notice. So now you had a problem with Facebook Live previously as well, right?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, last week or so, I did a Facebook Live video, and it was very successful. I got 84 live listeners. And while I was still, after I'd gone off the air, I was responding to all the comments and thanking people. While I was doing that, the video vanished. So I can only assume that one of my competitors flagged it, made a complaint about it, and it was taken down by Facebook.
That's crazy. I had that happen many times for just, it's so ridiculous.
And I got no explanation from Facebook or anywhere else. It's just gone.
Yeah, YouTube's even worse too. I got videos pulled. One video got pulled because of the music I had, the background music,
Yes.
which came from their canned music from their library.
Yeah.
So it's copyrighted music. Says I got it from you guys. I make sure I get all my music. My background comes from YouTube's library.
Yes.
So I still get docked for that. So
Yeah.
So anyway, now how's Facebook compared to other communication devices? Does that work pretty good for you? They're doing hypnosis.
Facebook.
Yeah, the Facebook Live.
Well, I've all the Facebook Live shows I've done in the past have been deleted because somebody's been dogging my footsteps and deleting my stuff for me. And I'm having the same with YouTube. That I've got this competitor, I suspect I know who he is, who's been going in after me and flagging my videos, and it's no good me complaining to YouTube because they've got gazillions of videos. They don't have the will or the staff to check them individually. So they send me a standard letter saying we've checked the video and our decision stands. They don't check the videos. They haven't got the staff or the time or the inclination to do it. So they send you a pro forma letter saying we've checked it, and of course they haven't bothered to check anything.
Yeah, that reminds me. Years ago, my AdWords. Are you familiar with AdWords? What AdWords is?
Yes.
Yeah, basically you advertise on Google stuff. There's a little bit if you're in the professional marketing realm like I am. There's kind of a badge of honor to get when you get an AdWords account banned, and I got it banned for the most oddest reasons. One Christmas I was going to promote my wife's website and raise a little money and all this stuff, buy some scholarship for little Danny and all that stuff, and I put it up there, and about a week later my entire account was banned. It wasn't just pulling my ad down, banned.
Yeah.
And I'm going, what did I do? And so I sent an email to whoever, and it took almost 3 weeks to get back to me.
Yeah.
And finally they said, well, you had an ad that was banned, that was taken down, that was a banned ad. And I looked at it, it was from 3 years earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm going, why didn't you, if it was so bad, why didn't you ban my account then instead of now? And didn't get an answer from that.
Yes.
And I answered again. It says, I demand an answer here because I've been, this is something that's ridiculous. All this. And it turned out to be the guy from India is overseeing all this. He didn't get back to me until 4 months later.
Yeah.
And said, well, our decision stands. And I says, well, you know what? Your decision, you can take your decision and shove it up your butt. I've already moved on. So, but yeah. So anyway, so what seemed to be the we've been through several different plans. Were you with me? I think Yahoo Messenger. Did you ever use that?
Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah.
I may have. Yes, I think I did.
Okay. I don't think you and I have ever been on Messenger together. I think it was Blog Talk Radio and then Skype and everything else.
Yeah.
So now we also use the WowWee system, and they're gone too.
Is that closed down now, WowWee?
As far as I know, my account has been terminated about a year or so ago, maybe even more. So,
what about Smash? Has that gone as well?
That was the reason why WowWee went away. I think when those folks got involved with WowWee, that the whole system went to shit. So that was pretty cool. In fact, Dale and I were talking about in the previous show how that was a pretty impressive system. I don't know how many webinars with that thing. It was really high quality. It was really easy to use. Very low maintenance. Just bang, 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 bang. and then their Smash people got involved and just jacked the whole thing up.
Yes.
It was unusable. Within about 2 weeks after Smash took over, the system was unusable.
Yes.
So, but how did that work for you?
Sorry?
How did the WowWee work for you?
Well, it was a good system, but then they started messing it all up, didn't they? They downgraded it, and it just got screwed up.
Mm-hmm. It seems like there's a pattern here. All these people have really good programs here, assistants here, and they screw it up over time instead of just leaving it alone or making it better. You know.
Well, they get greedy, don't they?
Yeah, something happens. You know, you think with Skype, Microsoft buying them, you'd think they at least, you know, take their old platform and integrate it into Skype, but they didn't do that. And you think they put a little bit of money in it to make it better, but they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Microsoft have downgraded Skype, haven't they? They made it worse.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a wash. The phone calls are pretty solid if you make landline calls. Let's say, like I say, the Wow app is an app that's similar to Skype. You have a mobile app and desktop app where you can make audio, video, VoIP calls. By comparison, Skype is more stable. Okay, I don't have to worry about Skype dropping calls as much, but they do drop calls.
Yeah.
The call quality tends to be better. And what's ironic is, up until about 6 months ago, was the exact opposite. Wow app was just so good.
Yeah.
You know, it was really solid. The audio video was super duper solid. I could rely. I press a button to call mom or call somebody else. I know they're going to get the connection. Now I might have to do the same. I'm going to call my mom after we're done here. I'm going to call her, and I might have to call her about 2-3 times because we lose a connection.
Does she have a computer?
She's got 2 computers and 3 smartphones.
I sent you a link there. Try Jitsi with her.
Okay, we'll try that. By the way, if you, we're going to probably wrap this up here pretty soon too. I want to make sure we give you a shameless plug to your websites and stuff like that too.
Okay.
Where'd you send the link to?
It's in Skype.
It's in Skype? Okay. I had to dig that up after the show here. So, anyway, what else we're going to talk about? Oh, by the way, I should mention to you folks too. I keep up forgetting that you're in England. You're my English friend, and between you, Dale, and I, we literally have an international show. So, and
let me explain. With that link I've sent you, all you have to do is to put it into your address bar and press return, and it will generate a new link. And you take the new link and you send it to anybody that you want to join you.
Okay.
It's that simple.
We'll try that out later. I got too many things running on my computer in here to make it work, make it effective.
And so you can have it's a multiple video link, so you can have as many people coming into the video chat as you want to. So you just use that one link, and it generates a new link, and you just give the new link to as many people as you want to.
Really?
Depending on who you want to come in.
Well, I'm going to try that out. Maybe I'll do a show then this next time around with that.
You have a dozen people in there if you want to.
Awesome.
When you've got as many people as you want in there, you can lock the room and stop anyone else coming in. And you can also, I was noticing the other day, there's a new feature. You can interface it with Google Hangouts, so it will go straight into YouTube.
Yeah. By the way, we used to use Hangouts as well. When's the last time you used Hangouts?
Years ago.
Well, Dale and I just tried to use Hangouts recently. In fact, literally for the 100th anniversary show. It's a skeleton of what it used to be.
Is it?
Yeah, I remember we did some hangouts, literal hangouts there, and they were pretty cool. And well, Google decided it's not going to do social networking anymore, and kind of took that Google the G Plus thing and extracted Hangouts and everything else, and made them go on their merry ways. And I wish they would have put more effort into Hangouts, get that going, because that was a really, really cool service. So
Is G Plus gone? Is it not there anymore?
it's still there, but it's not. It's a skeleton of what it used to be. It used to be a whole bunch of apps you can add on.
Yeah, I never made sense of G Plus. I couldn't work it out.
So anyway, so yeah, we've been kind of gone through quite a few of these communication apps and stuff like that, and I guess the moral of all this thing here is you got to keep them moving around. You know, ones that, you can't be dedicated to just one of them, because they're gonna sooner or later they're gonna crap out. You got to move on to something else. So they crap out, or the company goes away, or gets sold, or whatever. So, or I guess this is symbolism with that reel-to-reel behind you.
Yes. That's a good machine, that is.
Yeah. So anyway, well, I think we should wrap up the show here, because I got some chickens to feed and stuff like that. But anyway, your shameless plug. Where's your website at and all that good stuff?
Yeah, you can find my website at hypnosensei.com or hypnosensei.co.uk. And if you go to virtualemeeting.com, you'll find all of my websites and social media. So it's virtual, letter E, meeting.com, no spaces. And let's give you the website again. That's hypnosensei, that's hypnosensei.com or .co.uk, and you'll find that's my website. So you can also Skype me by going to Skype, and my Skype address is KeithAnthony0169. If you want to Skype me, do specify hypnosis, otherwise I will ignore you, because I get no end of people trying to contact me on Skype, and I don't want to talk to idiots. So do specify hypnosis, then I know that you're a serious person, and I'll
don't be an idiot when you call Keith. So so
didn't catch that.
I said, don't be an idiot when you call Keith.
Yes.
So okay. Well, anyway, I kind of made this informal, so any of you folks out there want to get a hold of me, just go to, or check out the podcast show, or check out the YouTube channel. Simple thing to do is go to primeconcepts.net. That's primeconcepts.net, and find all the information there. So I'll save all the gobbledygook for the next time here. But in closing here, Keith, I want to thank you very much for being on the 101st show.
One other thing, might as well tell you, you can also find me on Facebook, simply facebook.com/hypnosensei.
Cool. And so if you want to hypnosis stuff, he does it internationally, online, with a good connection and maybe Skype. So keep that in line. Okay, Keith, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for being on the show. And thank you folks there for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time on Tech Talk. Bye.
Bye for now.